if you can make your own chapbook, right, that means you can do whatever you want. So the question is, Sarah, what would you do?
Like, are you now or working on something, or what would you do given any resources?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a little bit of a bind because I'm not really working on poetry right now because I've been going back into the music world and kind of taking a little hiatus from writing a lot of poetry.
But you already have chapbooks probably that you haven't necessarily, that aren't
I have
necessarily
plenty
out
of
there.
manuscripts that aren't out there yet. Well, I have one poetic project that I never finished, that I actually think if I aimed less for kind of a large work and aimed for more of a chapbook, it would actually be better. And it could be really interesting because the whole concept of the project is musical genres as form. So like hip-hop poems that really just try and use the rhythms of the language, but to write on the page poetry. And then like classical aria and opera libretto right next to it. And then other like musical forms as a poetic form. And so I can see like one chapbook with several or individual chapbooks for different genres and being like CD sized or like LP sized.
That would be fun.
Like with some kind of record aspect to
It's fun like to think about how interactive you can make the chapbook. Like there's obviously chapbooks that sort of accordion fold out, but what if you could make, remember those little origami things? A chapbook that turns into one of those that you unfold it as you read it. I've seen a chapbook that is not paginated, where like they're all loose. In like cardstocks, but like the order of them can change, the order of the poems. So that is cool. But yeah, box, a chapbook that's in a box. Some of these would actually even be slightly prohibitive to like make and distribute.
Yeah. Well, one time I wrote a poem for a friend, and it was a puzzle poem, so it was all in couplets. And I wasn't fixed on the order yet, and she was having a really bad time, so I wrote this poem for her in these couplets, and each couplet I wrote on a postcard, and I mailed to her.
Oh.
And I have no idea what order they got to her in, and I told her that she could choose the order, and she never got back to me, so I chose a different order, but like, that was the poem originally. And I feel like that's kind of a chapbook in and of itself, is this, choosing of postcards and writing of an individual poem in different places on the postcards and physically mailing them to a person. Like, even, it's not a chapbook per se, but it has a similar quality of the handmade, the hand-given.
I'm trying to think.
Now I'm getting really into the idea of like a big LP design for a chapbook.
Oh, yeah.
And like each poem is written in the way that the lyrics for a song would be written. Just like one poem, one poem, one poem, one poem, and like artwork on the other side.
Fun. And it could also come with an LP with a playlist of some kind on it. Yeah, that would be a little
or like a
cost prohibitive maybe, but
or like a cardstock LP. Just a cardstock inside that you've typed on.
Oh, that's fun.
In like all the lyrics go in a circle.
Yeah.
So you have to like spin it to read it.
Right. Like, when does interactive become obnoxious? I'm not sure. Like,
right then.
But yeah, so just like returning to like why we're doing this and why we think they're important. They are important in contemporary poetry. Like they are, they have their own cultural currency, but they're also just valued by poets. And you're at that stage where you are writing poems that might be part of a small collection. And so we want to start thinking toward that and like what could this look like? And what form, what shape might that take? Like how are those poems interacting in such a way that they make something cohesive in some way?
Essentially, we're talking about the various forms it can take that are possibilities for you. We want you to think of it as an option for you.
And it is an option for the final portfolio, but it's not a requirement. Go check out some different chapbook publishers for fun.
And thank you for spending some time with us today.